Hello, welcome to the video today. We are making a ramen bowl, ramen noodles, ramen soup, whatever you want to call it. It's a great one to use up the stock that we made a couple videos ago. It's quite a simple dish, quite an easy concept, and you can kind of change it to what you have available, what you have in your fridges. I kind of fancied it today, so that's why we're making it. So to start off with, we're just going to defrost our stock, getting that ready for the soup bowl. Just run that under a cold tap for a few seconds and it should easily pop out. Then just put that in the the microwave,
which I've warmed in the microwave,
until it's fully defrosted and pour it into a pot. If you didn't make your chicken stock, you can easily just use a pre-made chicken stock and pour it in now. So bring your stock up to a simmer and we're going to start putting some flavours in there. Today I'm going to be using some soy sauce, some miso paste, dried mushrooms. Those are going to give a really nice umami flavour, a really nice depth of flavour. Got this chunky boy ginger, look at that, nice bit of ginger. And some garlic as well. You can literally just adjust this to how you want it to taste. You might not have dried mushrooms or something, it's not essential, but it will give a nice flavour. So now that's come up to a simmer, I'll just show you. So this is what the stock's looking like before we put anything into it. And normally I wouldn't really measure these things, but because we're doing it for a video, I will measure. So go in with a tablespoon of soy sauce, a small handful of dried mushrooms, which are of course optional. Then just go in with a tiny bit of white miso paste. I'm just using literally 1/3 of a teaspoon here because it can be quite overpowering. Now just chop off a small knob of ginger and get rid of the skin, either by peeling it or chopping it off. It really doesn't matter. Then just crush some garlic cloves and we're going to grate that into the broth. The piece of ginger I cut off was actually quite big, so I only used about half of it along with 3 small garlic cloves, but you can adjust this to your taste. Mix that up and then just give it a little taste to see what it's saying. This was really good for me, so I'm going to let that continue to simmer on a low heat. But bear in mind, as it begins to simmer and reduce, the flavours will get a bit stronger, so don't go overboard at this point. We can always adjust it later down the line. So next part of the dish, I'm going to be baking a mushroom. So take off the stem and optionally you can also peel the mushroom if you want to, then just whack that in the oven with some oil, salt and pepper for around 25 to 30 minutes. Right, so next bit of the dish we're going to soft boil an egg. Slowly lower that in. For a soft boil that's still kind of runny, you're going to do that for around 6 to 7 minutes, so I need to put a timer up. You can just Google it, there's like a scale from 5 to 10 minutes depending on how hard you like your egg boiled. So yeah, I'm just going to do this for 7 minutes and hopefully it should come out still kind of runny with the yolk. That's how I like it. So the timer's just gone off on our egg. So pour out the hot water and get some cold water in there to stop the cooking process and prevent it from overcooking in the center. And we're just going to let that sit in there for a few minutes just so that it doesn't overcook. So next part we're working on is the meats. For this one today I'm going to be using chicken, but a lot of people quite like pork, so choose whatever you want. You could even put beef in really if you wanted to. But what I'm going to do is just butterfly this chicken so it gets nice and crispy and cooks evenly, cooks a little bit quicker. Yeah, let's butterfly this bitch. So to butterfly the chicken, carefully and slowly go through the middle of the thickest part of the chicken. I have my hand on the top of the chicken and the knife is angled slightly downwards so that I won't cut myself. Then open up the chicken and slowly continue to cut into it until it begins to open up and it becomes one flat piece of chicken, which will start to resemble a butterfly, hence the name. Although mine doesn't really look like a butterfly, but anyway, I'm just going to simply season this with Chinese 5-spice, salt and pepper and get that into a pan on a medium heat. Whilst that's cooking, just peel your egg by lightly cracking it and it should easily peel off, especially if it's still slightly warm. Then back to our chicken, just flip it and cook it on the other side. So this is all now coming along really nicely. We've got our chicken going, we've got our broth going, we've just done our egg and our mushroom is still baking. It should be fine, I haven't actually checked it, but I'm sure it's alright. But now we're just going to get our noodles into boiling water. So when I was halfway through cooking this, I went to go check my cupboard and I realised I didn't actually have any ramen, I only had egg noodles. Yeah, so I'm a bit of an idiot. If you do have ramen, definitely use it here. Even though I did use egg noodles, it was still really nice. You could even use udon noodles if that's all you have available. I'm using egg noodles, standard egg noodles. These will take 4 minutes. I'm just going to get them in now. So my chicken is now cooked. We're just going to take that out and let it rest. So for the final bit of the dish, I'm going to make some pad Choy. I'm just going to chop this in half and fry it in the pan that I used for the chicken. You don't have to use this, you could use cabbage, you could just leave it out completely, but I quite like it. It adds another bit of texture to the dish, and it's just nice. It's just nice, okay? We're putting it in. Noodles are done, so I'm just gonna go strain them now. So the pad choy has been in for around 1 to 2 minutes now, and I'm just gonna add some sesame oil for a nice bit of flavor on the pad choy, and then just continue to cook those until they're your desired softness. I only did them for around 1 to 2 minutes on each side, so they still had a bit of bite to them, and now my mushroom is also finished cooking. Right, so everything is now pretty much done. Pad choy is done. Let's turn that off, take that off the heat. Chicken's done, mushroom's done, egg is done. Let's plate it all up. Now get your noodles in a bowl along with your delicious broth, pad choy, baked mushrooms, your chicken, your lovely runny egg, in my case not so runny, and then add any fresh garnishes that you want. I use spring onion, radishes, and top that with sesame seeds. Here we have the final dish. Looks amazing, can't wait to tuck in. Let's just give it a try. Let's start with that broth. It's so good. I've got a bit of everything. It's really nice. And you know, it's such a simple dish. You could probably whack this together in 30-40 minutes. If I wasn't filming, I'd be doing this a lot quicker. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.